right.
Last year, dominant inside play, got some help along the wings as well from several guards. What did you see last year as your team's strengths overall throughout the year?
Well, I think the biggest strength that we had is that from the beginning of the year to the end of the year, Clayton, we got better. We played in a lot of close games, had a real tough schedule, and it seemed like when we played that University of Indianapolis game, it was kind of a turning point for us. We got smacked pretty good, and our girls didn't like it, and we got an opportunity to see what it was like to play against a powerhouse NCAA Division II school. I think the next week later, after that, they were ranked #1 in the country. So it was a wake-up call for our girls, and but we saw a difference in practice, the intensity level. They just wanted to win, and they wanted to be better. They didn't want to be a laughing stock in our move to NCAA Division II.
What did you take from last year? We lost some personnel. What did you take from last year's team, bring it into this year's squad?
Well, the biggest thing we brought is experience. We lost 4 seniors and 4 quality seniors that we won't be able to replace. But that's not what basketball is about. It's not about replacing. It's about going to get someone else, and maybe things change. So we have 11 returners that have experience. We've got still a young squad. We only have 2 seniors. We brought in a transfer and 3 freshmen to go along with what we already have. I think that we learned how to win. In the preseason, I have seen that determination and the effort that they've given out, because I've made it tougher on them. We're not just going to settle for what we did last year. This is a every year deal, and so our goal is to get back on top and stay there.
What was your biggest focus or change that you wanted to install, if any, during the off season coming up to this preseason?
Well, I want us to be stronger. I really did. I want to be more physically fit. I want us to be mentally tougher. I had to challenge the girls. When you win, it's you kind of get complacent. Not that we have any reason to ever get complacent, but sometimes that does happen. And so I wanted to push them and get to the next level. And at the same time, we're going to transition into a different type of basketball team. Last year we were big, probably one of the biggest teams in our conference, and had 6'2", 6'3", 6'1", 6 foot. And then you got, a senior guard that won a couple of high school state championships. So we had a lot of experience there. So this year, that's all gone, and we can't replace it. We didn't go out and get any. You don't go get 6'2" seniors with experience. So we went out and we got to try to get basketball players. They're not as tall, but they're strong and they're physical. And the girls that we've had that were here last year want to play, and they went out and worked out and got better. So you're going to see a different type of basketball. You're going to see a team really loaded with a bunch of what I call basketball players. They can all pass, dribble, and shoot, and it's going to be fun to see how they mature throughout the year.
What do you think, right now, if you had a crystal ball, what kind of style of play do you think we'll have? More running because we have a bunch of guards returning? What do you think?
Well, I think that there's no question about that. We're going to be more up-tempo. We were up-tempo last year. We're going to be more up-tempo this year. You'll probably see us shoot the 3 ball a little more than we did last year, hopefully at a much better successful rate than we did last year. But this team has already shown it has the ability to score. One of our biggest challenges for this team is young as it's really going to be with only 2 seniors, is how strong we wind up being defensively. That's where our senior class helped us last year, because they were big and strong, and defensively you weren't coming inside with a basketball. If you did, Anissa and Rachel or Heather were going to send it out somewhere. So now we don't have that. Now we've got to move our feet, play better defense on the perimeter. We've got to challenge people at all times, and it may be one of those things. It may turn out to be a Denver-Dallas football game, where the last team with the ball wins. Early on anyway, until we get that cohesiveness as a team.
What do you think about some of your top returning players like Rachel Bollinger, she's just defensively, when she got back from that injury, Rachel was on fire defensively, I thought. And obviously Christina Kirtner, just to name a few. What do you think of some of your returning players?
Well, it's funny. I could name all of them, and probably will when we talk here. Anna Mitchell, has been on conference before, and she's back and renewed and stronger and more of a total package, inside, outside. Rachel Bollinger, as you just said, those 2 seniors came back and I said this to them yesterday in our first practice. I said, you guys came back in shape, prepared for your senior year. I mean, there was no question how hard they worked over the summer to prepare. And it was a different type because we weren't there, so we didn't get to see all the hard work that they did. And it was a different type. It wasn't like they were in a weight room busting it or whatever. It was more of a mental. There's a calmness about them out there, so they're leading great. And then, we have two more captains. Haley Felker and Britt Bell, along with our two senior captains, and they both work. I mean, what can you say? We already know about Britt, and I mean, she can snatch the ball right out of the air. She did it. I bet she had at least 10 of those yesterday in practice. It was incredible. And she's working on her development and her ball skills and shot and more consistent play. And Haley has gone from being just a shooter to last year she was a defensive demon and a ball handler and so you got Christina Kurtner and you got Paige Boyer and Helen Mitchner and all the girls that help that guard strength that you're talking about and Kylie White who came back physically stronger. To help us on the inside and the things that she does. So we're really, really, really excited about our players and returning players and what they're going to bring to our team.
What do you think of some of our newcomers like Megan Kilburn or Sarah Raby, Morgan Law, Marissa Jennings, Eleanor Ryan? What do you think of some of our newcomers and what their potential impact may be?
Well, we're very excited about our new players. Like I said, we worried about our inside play, and then we went out and signed Sarah Raby from Moore County, who's a Miss Basketball finalist last year, one of the top 3 players in the classification in the state. Last year, when she was playing, their point guard got hurt, and she moved to the point guard spot. She's just that skilled of a player. And then Megan Kilburn, Megan and Morgan both, took Summertown to the Final Four a couple of years ago, and last year Morgan was MVP of the district, and they've both been all conference and all region and all state. Just come from a solid program. They really do. In Summertown and Moore County are both solid Class A schools that put out tremendous talent. And then Marissa Jennings, if you remember Larry Joe Inman, who helped me a year ago, Hall of Fame coach in the Ohio Valley Conference at Eastern Kentucky and coach at Middle Tennessee. When he left here, he went to Lebanon and coached for 1 year, and Marissa was his star player. So it's funny how things kind of flip around. And so we know how she's been coached and how she's had to deal with a knee injury that she suffered when she went to college and then transferred back here. But it's an exciting group to add to what we already have.
What kind of your goals and expectations for this coming season? Obviously repeating would be nice, but each year is different. What do you think of that?
Well, like I said, just like last year, our number one goal is to become a better basketball team than we were last year. We want to be stronger, and we want to be more physical, and we want to be more tough mentally. We want to win the close games, not just be in them, And so we try to tell our girls if they push themselves to be the very best they can be and set individual goals, and we're not talking about points and stuff like that, but just individual goals of achievement, then our team is going to achieve its goals. And our goals are always to win, and when we come with winning and you do those kind of things, and we feel like if they give the best effort and they play as hard as they can, we feel like we're always going to come out on top. And so therefore all the other goals follow that. Conference championship, regular season, eventually after we get through this last year probationary period, NCAA tournament, and then eventually a national championship. That's the goals that we have. And it doesn't matter whether we were an NAIA school or Division II school or whatever. That's always going to be our goal to win. And so that's where we set our goals. We set them high.
Absolutely. What do you think of the makeup of the conference? Again, we're planning on going out to West Virginia now. We'll see Kentucky Wesleyan a couple times. What do you think of the overall conference?
Well, it's gotten tougher. Like I said, obviously last year we played 8 games, and that's still not an easy schedule, but still. Now we jump double that to go to 16, and then now we're talking about traveling all the way to West Virginia for 10-hour trips, and Wednesday's a long travel day. We got to practice sometime, and then it's going to make those Thursday games tough. And then you have Friday kind of an off, and then from there jump on Saturday. So you got to really work and prepare yourself mentally, be ready for those Thursday games, especially after those long road trips. So it's going to be a very interesting conference. And then, what can you say about, Kentucky Wesleyan coming in here? We battled them twice last year. We already know what they have. Plus, you throw in Cedarville and Central State and the other teams. It's going to be a very, very tough conference.
All right. Final question. What do we have to do to come away with another successful season? Hopefully win the regular season title and then host again and maybe close the deal this time. What do you think of?
Well, like I said, we've got to continue to improve and get better. as a team. And I tell you what I like about this team, and I'm not avoiding your question, but I think it goes to the whole makeup of this team, and that's this team is becoming a family. They're not just becoming a team of a bunch of girls; they're becoming a family. They care about each other. They pray with each other. They spend time before practice and after practice in prayer with each other. They bring their concerns to the team and even the coaches, and we all share. The birth of my new son, you know, Cade, Christian, and Courtney. You know, we are a family here, and you throw the team in there with that, and they're all sisters, you know, and daughters. So it's a great situation, and I think for us to have the kind of achievements and goals that we're going to have will be outlined by how strong and how strong that bond is we form, and how much we go out there and we're willing to fight for each other each and every night.